Gentlemen, you don't have enough talent to win on talent alone.
Hello, and welcome to the Talent Podcast brought to you by The Wheel. I am your host, Adam Hess, and with me, as always, he's pro-gay. It's Mike Regan. Mike, how you doing today?
I am, Adam. I'm an ally. Thank you very much for pointing that out.
Why does no one ever say pro-gay?
I don't know, because that's
Like-
only one letter.
Yeah, people are like homophobic or anti-gay, right? Had to save my cat. She had a claw stuck in something.
Oh.
What? Don't put your claw back there, you idiot. Is that gonna make it into the cut, you think? Me yelling at my cat?
You yelling at your cat? I feel like it should.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're looking at your phone a lot early on in this one, bud.
Oh, no, I
What's
was
going
jotting something down real quick. Why?
You got physical notes this time?
No, just this one thing.
I was wondering if you were back on the legal pad train. You were a big legal pad guy in the early days of this podcast.
Sometimes I am. I was going to do it that way, and then I started typing my notes into a Google Doc, and I was halfway through it when I realized what I was doing.
This podcast is going to move in fits and spurts because I'm going to cut out every time I sneeze, which means I have a lot of extra work in for me.
Sick little bitch.
I don't know what's going on, man. It's like cat allergies, or maybe it's bubonic plague, or AIDS. This is where the pro-gay podcast.
Yes.
I know, man. Something's trying to kill me. But I've been sneezing a lot today.
Yeah.
I got to squint. Look at this. This is how the podcast. Like I'm Mark Wahlberg trying to think. Huh? What? Any of this mist? And mist everywhere? You gotta get out of the mist? Huh?
Fucking bear? This Transformer? Huh?
The plants trying to kill us, huh?
Huh?
Contraband?
Have body?
Fly risk? Huh? Hairpiece? What? Huh? Ugh.
I got a big dick. I'm a porn? Huh? What?
This is just as dumb as the podcast Tyler and I did earlier today.
Oh, good. I was worried mine wouldn't be as dumb. I was going to be upset.
Yeah. I went, by the time that we did our plugs and got out, the raw file was about an hour and 40 minutes, which is paltry shit compared to our hockey pod we did last week that clocked in at 2:07 at upload.
Well, that's not our fault. That's Quinn Hughes' fault.
That's Quinn Hughes' fault. I think I'm going to end up cutting 20 minutes out of that podcast where the first 20 minutes are just him and I talking about movies.
What
Like
movies are you talking about?
Oh, I mean,
So many.
At one point, he made a cross comparison between Something Ridiculous and Hamnet. Maybe it was. Oh god, I'm not gonna remember now. It was some like genre film in Hamnet, but at about an hour and 6 minutes into the podcast, I pointed out that I would love Talent Alone to get off the ground enough to where I could afford to pay you and Tyler for your time and your effort that goes into these podcasts. But then an hour and 6 minutes into the podcast, he brought up No Other Choices as a comparison to the NBA, a Park Chan-wook film that's going to make less than $10 million in the United States. So I think we're
You don't want to pay him anymore?
No, I just don't think there's any way that we can be a podcast who brings up No Other Choices an hour and 6 minutes into an NBA podcast and makes any money ever.
We could do it.
Think so?
You just got to believe.
In the heart of the cards. Mike, we're an NBA podcast brought to you by the same people that brought you bringing up Park Chan-wook an hour and 6 minutes into an NBA podcast. Did I say we're an NBA podcast? We're an NFL podcast. We're a football podcast. Here to talk about the football. Week 15 in the books? Is that it? We only got 2 weeks left? 3 weeks? 3? Sorry, I was counting. I wasn't. See, I don't count the week we're in. So if you don't count that and you don't count the final week, we only have 1 week left.
Sure.
3 weeks left. Everything's on the line. All the spots are up for grabs. It's really electric all across the board. But first, what we're going to do here, Mike, is we're going to talk about the world of college football, as there's a bunch of college football news. A lot of college football news bubbling up. Superior product. You had a guy who doesn't swear when you're MVP.
He said frickin'.
The harshest of all swears. He should be the BYU quarterback. He'd never have premarital sex.
You don't know. Mendoza could be laying pipe.
You think Mendoza plows? Mike, Marcus Freeman, the beloved coach of your beloved Fighting Irish,
Yeah.
is getting some looks for head coaching jobs in the NFL. So I want to know, first off, are you going to be the person packing his bags for him and taking him to the airport? And second, do you think that he gets an NFL career?
At some point, maybe. A shout out to my dad who keeps saying, I think he's going to go to the NFL. He's not leaving anytime soon. I will be beyond shocked. What is beyond shocked? Flabbergasted, I dare say, if he ended up taking an NFL job after this season. He's very locked in. He's making good money on the college scale, and seems very locked in to getting this done at Notre Dame. I would be really surprised. Now, I do think he'd do good in the NFL.
Well, he won't because he's a college guy. But do you think that are you worried at all that he's aging out of the demographic to be hired to the NFL?
Is he like early 40s?
He's 39. But every coach now has to be. If you want your next Sean McVay, they got to be 30.
Well, that's what I was saying. Is I was going to be like, I think he'll do good in the NFL because I think the NFL is starting to find you got to find like the young coach with a lot of energy that players will buy into, and I think he has that. So,
I'm seeing here that he was born at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base Medical Center in Dayton, Ohio. Your thoughts, Mike?
I have no thoughts on that. Are you trying to say he's going to the Browns? Are they shit can Stefanski?
No, he's going to the Jets. He's an Air Force kid.
Oh, and they have jets.
And they're jets, yeah. Yeah, exactly. You see, the Air Force has jets. There you go.
I think you're on
Mike, would you be okay seeing Marcus Freeman go?
No, I'd be heartbroken.
Okay. I didn't know if you
He's a good coach, great recruiter. Like, I'd be very upset.
So here's my thing with college coaches, and I keep doing this like as a vague bit, but like,
can
you tell me the last guy that's like a career college guy that made the leap to the NFL and it worked?
See, Pete Carroll had a cup of coffee in the NFL that went bad, went to college, came back, and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like a guy who was like coaching assistant, coordinator, coach, all in college, or didn't play NFL football at quarterback, nothing like that.
Let's see, Barry Switzer, if I remember correctly. Let me double check that. Yeah, he was Arkansas, then coached at Oklahoma before going on to coach the Dallas Cowboys and winning Super Bowl. The guy before him, what's his face? He's on CBS.
Mm-hmm. Billy West.
No, Miami head coach.
Uh-huh.
Do you know, and you're just messing with me?
His initials are the same letter.
As what?
His first and last name.
You're
so close. You're so close. You're so
Jimmy
close.
Johnson, thank you.
There you
Johnson.
go.
Jimmy Johnson did it.
So no one since the 90s. No one in our lifetime.
I mean, it depends. Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. You know.
Well, I look at it by what coaches have been good in the NFL since the year 2000.
I mean, if you're going to boil it down to people who went directly head coach in college football to head coach in the NFL, yeah, it's been a while.
Fucking Nick Saban couldn't hack it.
What I mean by that is like compared to there are, I'm sure I'd have to do the digging. I'm sure there's guys who like got their coaching career started in college positional groups, whatever, and then took a job on the NFL staff and then worked way up to head coach.
Even that's way more rare than you think. It's pretty rare people make that. I mean, it's such a different environment, right? It's such a different expectation. Like, a college program has so much built into recruiting and talking about how to get the best people into your school. The NFL, that's not part of coaching at all. That's someone else's fucking job. Is, hey, you figure out how do we get good people on this team.
Right.
And even then, there's no free agency in the NFL anymore, so it's all like drafting.
Well, that's even starting to change a little bit as more colleges start to adapt the idea of having a general manager.
Yeah, like Stanford.
Yeah. They went undefeated, right? No, I don't.
National champion. The people's champion. The Stanford Cardinals? Pine trees?
Yeah. They're the Stanford Cardinals, but yeah, it's a tree is their mascot.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why. The
fucking
true
Buffalo
reason
Bill
for
ass
lost
bullshit, man.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills, their logo is a buffalo.
Right, because the city Buffalo.
Yeah, but it's the only team in the NFL where the logo isn't the name of the team. It's the name of the city. And also, it's not the name of the city. It's a synonym. for the name
No,
of
the
the city.
Cleveland Browns,
Their logo is brown. Their logo is just a brown helmet.
right? Which is basically the city because it's the doo-doo city. I was kidding. That was mean.
Mike, I was initially just going to talk about Lenora Sellers, but you point out a lot of early quarterbacks are entering the portal. So why don't we talk about this? Arch Manning, Lenora Sellers back to school, and then who is entering into the portal? Basically, I want to know what is the outlook for quarterbacks going into the 2026-2027 college season?
So official portal entries we have so far, the two big ones are Dylan Raiola, DJ Lagway.
I know DJ Lagway. I've heard that name.
Yeah. And Dylan Raiola is the Pat Mahomes doppelganger who's probably trying to tear his ACL right now, so he can just continue to be just like him. Yeah, so those are the two top quarterbacks of the 2023 class. They've both decided to move along. The Raiola one's a little surprising, but I guess his brother, in the lead up to this, his brother decommitted, and then they fired his uncle or something that was on the staff. So whatever. DJ Lagway, I get it. New environment would be best. Brendan Sorsby, an older dude who had a phenomenal year at Cincinnati, but people probably didn't really realize it because it was Cincinnati. He played very well. He's in the portal. Aiden Childs, Michigan State, former top 60 recruit. I really like this kid. I just wish he would. I wish he would get good.
I like him a lot. I just wish he was good at football.
I like him a lot. Sometimes he makes throws where you're like, you, but he's can't put it together. And then my own Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Kenny Minchie, who
went into the season as potential starter, right?
Yeah, and lost the battle to CJ Carr. He is now going to hit the portal probably because CJ Carr had a very good year, and so he's realizing, well, not start next year either. So
if CJ Carr had a good year, they had a player on the stage as a Heisman finalist. Why did Notre Dame miss the playoff?
Because of conspiracy.
Oh, got it. Okay.
No, because we lost our first two games. That's why. The two toughest games on our schedule, we lost them both. Yeah.
So via going in to the portal or pulling themselves out of the draft, what quarterback do you think will be the single biggest riser last year from their relative position right now?
Which QB will do the best out of this portal class or make the biggest leap compared to how they played last year?
More biggest leap.
Biggest leap? I mean, I think Lagway. I still have all my stock in that kid and what he has. I think he was in a bad situation, especially with Napier calling plays. I just don't think it was going to work.
That's Bill Napier, correct?
Good old Billy, yeah.
Who
Billy's a good recruiter, but not a great head coach or play caller. So that's one I have my eye on big time. Raiola will be interesting to see how that goes. I mean, a lot of these will be interesting to see how they go. But yeah, my money's on Lagway. I said it going into this season. I'll say it again. Come for that Heisman. I still have all my stock in DJ Lagway. And then a couple other names I wanted to throw out there that they're just possible or expected. Drew Mestemaker had an unreal year at North Texas, over 4,000 yards, over 30 touchdowns. He's expected most likely to join the portal. Maybe he'll join his coach, Eric Morris, who's leaving North Texas to go to Oklahoma State. And then Sam Levitt from Arizona. It's all but a formality at this point. He didn't show up for the team's end of the year banquet that they do. And head coach Kenny Dillingham just said that he wishes him best in whatever his future holds. So I don't think his future holds playing at Arizona.
What about Nussbus Garrett Nussmeyer?
He's heading to the draft.
Regardless, right? He doesn't have any eligibility left?
He might have a year left. I have to double check. He might have 1 year left. But I think he's draft bound.
God, I can't imagine that. He's going to be a day 3 pick. He's Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, he could do the Ewers. I mean, he's just betting on hey, once I get healthy and they see me at workouts and the combine and everything, I'll be fine. But
it'd be a 4th round pick instead of a 6th.
Yeah. And then the other interesting name is Byron Brown. I'm a big fan of QB at USF, dual threat guy. He's he's expected to possibly enter the portal if he can get a waiver for another year of eligibility.
How long has he been in college for?
That means he's used up his 5 years, and I guess he has some reason to believe he should get. I haven't read into the situation. I just know that he's trying to get a waiver. Basically the same thing Diego Pavia did. He got a waiver.
So that's why Diego Pavia is 61 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, so Byron Brown, you called him a dual threat. What I'm seeing here is he had 3,129 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's pretty good passing numbers there, Mike.
Oh yeah, look at his rushing numbers.
I was kind of expecting this guy to be like, when you said dual threat, I thought he was going to have like 1,000 passing, 1,000 rushing or something like that.
No, the dude was a monster.
I tried to load up Byron Brown's draft profile, and I got an error has occurred while loading player stats. Please try again.
But I got it in front of me. He also had 1,100 yards on the ground and 14 touchdowns.
Should this guy be the number 1 overall pick, Mike?
But who knows? Maybe he could enter the portal if he gets his waiver and go play for his old coach, Alex Golish at Auburn.
He seems pretty good.
He does.
Good, if you ask me.
I've
759 designed rushing yards versus 348 scrambled rushing yards. That's pretty good. I don't know, Mike. Maybe
that's a true dual threat.
Maybe this guy. How many games did he play? He only played like 4 or 5 games. Oh, never mind. I need
to be unreal.
Don't listen to me. Played 14 games, Mike. Well, 13 games, 12 games. He played 12 games, Mike.
Yeah. Bummer for John Summerall, by the way, just to hit one more note on the DJ Lagway thing.
What's that?
Because he's taken over as the head coach of Florida, and he just lost his starting QB.
That's fine. They can get Garrett Nussmeier or Byron Brown.
Speaking of the Nussbus, LSU, like the big names schools that are probably going to that you could see going forward, like Indiana.
They already have a quarterback. I don't know if you know.
No, he's going to the draft. Like
sure?
After what they did with
Has he
Mendoza,
declared for the draft?
He's expected to be the number 1 overall pick. He's after what they did with him, like with what they did with Mendoza, you have to imagine QBs being like, oh shit, what can they do with me? I want to go there. If Dante Moore decides to go to the draft, Oregon will probably be in the search, and then LSU, it all depends on will they go after one of these guys, or is Kiffin just going to want to get Trinidad Chambliss, who is his QB this year at Ole Miss? But in order for him to get him, Chambliss also needs to get a waiver.
He looks young. I saw him in that AT&T commercial. He looks quite young. I'm surprised he needs a waiver. Here's my question about John Summerall. Do you think he's aged out of the head coaching search process?
No. How old is he?
43.
He's done. He's cooked. That's so young in coaching years. He's fine.
This is my new thing. Anyone over 35 needs to hang him up.
Yeah. Like the days are gone of like the 60-year-old getting their first head coaching stint in the NFL.
Yeah, makes you, really feel bad for someone like Lou Anarumo.
Yeah, I feel like once you hit 60 and you're still a coordinator, people are like, you're just a coordinator.
It's a shame. It's a shame the ageism. We just think because someone's brain has turned to mush that they can't be a head coach.
Yeah. So now that, let me ask you this, because you mentioned it earlier before we move on. Now that Lenora Sellers is going back to college, at the beginning of next year, are you once again going to plant your flag that he's going to be the first QB off the board?
Depends on if Dante Moore goes to the draft or not. So he'll either be the first or second one off, depending on Dante Moore's decision. Yeah.
So I got the update. Arch Manning, his father announces he's returning to Texas. No shit. That's what I'll file that one under.
Hey, can I ask a favor of the Manning family?
What?
Can everyone not named Arch stop announcing things for Arch?
Happens a lot. There's his grandpa who was like, no, he's definitely staying.
Yeah. How about we let Arch Manning talk for Arch Manning and all the other Mannings stick to the Manning cast and the, what is it, Jimmy John's commercials?
Yeah. Eli's stealing the gig from Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Just like he did for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Bastard.
All right, Mike. On to the NFL, the superior product.
Debatable.
See, because you said that earlier about college, so I brought it back. I did one of those callbacks.
Callback.
See what I did there, Mike. Mike, Week 15 is in the books.
Yeah.
And the most important outcome of the week, Commanders beat the Giants. On a Jalen Lane punt return, I guess, would be the marquee.
Jalen Lane?
Yeah. 2 punt return touchdowns on the year.
Wide receiver 1?
You know that is
return touchdown?
That is more than 10% of Darnell Mooney's touchdowns from punt return. Not Darnell Mooney. He's the guy I'm thinking of. Devin Hester. Devin Hester's punt return touchdowns. Just saying. Is Jalen Lane actually better than Devin Hester? Only time will tell. But Mike, leaving week 15, I figured it was time for us to hand out some awards. So we're handing out our week 15 awards. These awards will be specific to week 15 and not include things that happened in week 16. With that, Mike, you ready for my first award?
Yes.
We of course had to bring back a staple of previous seasons, the Brandon Staley Memorial Worst Coaching Decision of the Week award. Mm-hmm. Mike, I'm going to do a little bit of a swerve here. I'm going to do a little bit of a topsy-turvy one here. I'm going to really take a left turn with this one.
Okay.
My Brandon Staley Memorial Worst Coaching Decision of the Week award goes to the trick play the Dallas Cowboys ran on a field goal when they lobbed it backwards and Brandon Aubrey ran for a first down. Because something about that broke Brandon Aubrey, because for the first time in his career, he missed 2 field goals inside of 50 yards after that play.
Maybe
I don't know what it is.
Like,
did it go to his head? Was there
yeah,
girls flirting with him on the sideline because he was able to run?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe Schottenheimer should have nixed this, knowing that he needed Brandon Aubrey to just focus on kicking a 67-yard field goal.
That's it.
Now suddenly Cam Little's better than him. And there's no arguing with it now.
No.
On the basketball podcast, we do letterbox reviews for league pass games that we both watch. Mm-hmm. And in one of mine, I basically said that if LeBron had hit 1,300 games at double-digit points in a row, he would have been the GOAT. But since he got to 1,297 and then had an 8-point game, he's no longer the GOAT. Mm-hmm. I'm making the same argument here for Brandon Aubrey. He had an opportunity to be the best kicker of all time. But because he missed 2 field goals after running a trick play, that's Cam Little. Sorry.
Jordan wouldn't have missed those field goals.
Jordan would have missed those field goals. Even if he had 2 broken legs and had bet all of his money on missing them.
Yeah, that's the problem with Brandon Aubrey. He doesn't have that Mamba mentality, you know?
No. Yeah. That's why he didn't start kicking until he was like 41 or whatever. Yeah. Fucking soccer player in Australia. What a dork. Get out of here. Get out of here, Brandon Aubrey. Mike, your first award.
So my Staley. Was I allowed to have a Staley?
Yeah.
Okay. I struggle to find like a really strong Staley this year.
Sometimes I feel like if people just listened to this podcast and didn't know anything about our relationship outside of it, they would think that the second that we're done recording, I just like threaten to snap your kneecaps over stuff sometimes.
So this is a slight Staley, but a solid Staley. Mike Vrabel. Real sliding doors Staley, if you will. Mm-hmm. After the Bills come back, take the lead, Travion Henderson bounces one outside for the big 65-yard touchdown. Take the lead back, and he goes ahead like a little bitch and kicks the extra point.
Yep.
To go up by 3. Now, like I said, sliding door situation here. Okay. So the Bills go down and score a touchdown after that. They only needed a field goal to tie, but they ended up getting the touchdown. So now the Patriots are down 35-31. They need to get in the end zone to win the game. Had they gotten the 2-point conversion, they would only need a field goal to win the game. Also, if they didn't get the 2-point conversion, they would still need a touchdown like the situation they were in.
So that's the one I initially wrote down.
Yeah.
I initially wrote down that same thing, going for 1 to go up 3 instead of 2 to go up 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the last second, I decided to switch it because I thought it'd be funny to make fun of Brandon Aubrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just like bad math.
Yeah.
Like you're playing for a tie there.
Right.
Like
and are
you're playing for overtime in that case. Because the only reason that you would say we want to go up 3 is to say, well, that way if they kick a field goal, we're tied.
Also,
don't play for overtime. Play for the win.
You should always play for the win. I agree. And also you have to look at it and go, okay, got the lead back. Buffalo came out in the second half and they scored 21 unanswered. Mm-hmm. And we were able to get the lead back because like, it's not like they like did this drive where they just marched downfield.
Right.
Like Henderson bounced out, got an explosive play. So like I would have been looking ahead and been like, oof, I don't know how confident I feel in us holding him to at least a field goal to force overtime. So let's go ahead and go up by let's try to get up by 4.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, if you had been watching the game, you might have not noticed that the Bills had gotten into the mode where they were scoring a touchdown every drive. So I don't know why you would say, you know what they probably aren't going to do now, though? Score a touchdown.
No way. Doubt it.
This is the problem with defensive coaches is defensive coaches will always like default to this thing where they're like, well, our defense can win this game.
Yeah.
Brother, if you're Mike Vrabel, your defense isn't winning a lot of games.
Mm-mm.
Your Drake May is winning a lot of games, and you probably could have trusted him with a little bit more with it.
Yeah,
you have
not
thoughts on
this
the Patriots?
Drake May got McDermott. He got McDermotted. 14 of 23 for 155 and a pick. McDermotted.
Oh, I thought that someone talked to him about the 9/11 hijackers.
That too.
Mike, my next award. I would like to hand out the Injury of the Week award, Mike.
Oh.
That goes to ACL tears. Congratulations, ACL tears, on winning the Injury of the Week award for ruining both the Packers and Chiefs season. Although I suppose the Chiefs season was already ruined. But Mahomes and Parsons leave their individual games with ACL tears.
Mm-hmm.
Big week for ACL tears, Mike. Big week for it. Coming off a hot week where they did a good job getting a lot of ACL tears the previous week, but no real notable names, just a lot of ACL tears. This week, they really pulled down 2 blue-chip players with some ACL tears.
Yeah.
So you got to hand it to ACL tears. Really made a name for themselves this week.
Really ends your Micah Parsons deploy campaign.
No, not quite.
Not quite?
I'm still voting for him.
Okay.
I think Myles Garrett's already at 21.5 sacks with like 3 games left to play.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if he doesn't break the record, then I think by default we have to give it to Micah Parsons.
I think so. That's the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule. Mike, your next award.
Well, since you mentioned Patrick Mahomes going down with an injury, tragic.
You don't think he goes down without an injury? Real DJ Khaled guy.
Yeah. I want to give out an award now that his season's officially done. I go ahead and give this award out, and it's the Double Standard Award.
You almost said career.
One could dream. Just kidding. That was a joke. The Double Standard Award, and it goes to Patrick Mahomes because he's had one all season. Like the Chiefs are losing, he's not having a great year, and the talk all year is like, oh, no one can catch. He's got no weapons. Because I forgot that Josh Allen has been throwing to Terrell Owens and Randy Moss.
Yeah, it's undeniable that right now the best quarterback in the sport has got to be Josh Allen now, right? I mean, like,
yeah,
for him to do what he's doing with this team around him, it's pretty fucking impressive.
Yeah, I know people will hear this and be like, "Oh, Bills fan go after Pat Mahomes," but no, like I just feel like there's been all this blame on the Chiefs all year for why things are going wrong, and like never after his bad games has it ever been like Patrick Mahomes could play better. It's always just like, "Oh, look what he's got around him." But like any other quarterback, they would be crucified.
Just to somewhat solidify your case, if you just look by Football Reference's bad throw percentage, so that's the percent of the throws that are bad throws, this would be the second worst season of Patrick Mahomes' career, of course, behind 2021 when he did not get any MVP votes because he was doo-doo bad.
So just throwing it out there, I think it's interesting.
It's interesting, the bad throws.
I do feel a little bad real quick. Just because, like, after he got hurt, I said, "Oh, it's like Mahomes' like yearly injury scare that he every year he does it. He'll have a game where he'll be like, guys, it's okay, he tweaked his knee a little bit. Is he going to play next week? Will he play? Oh my God!" And then he plays. He's fine. I thought that's what this was until the news came out where they're like, "No, his Achilles torn." I was like, "Oh, my bad, bro."
Well, does any part of you think that this is just karmic revenge for when he viciously destroyed Rashee Rice's knee?
Did you see Rice got lit up again this week?
Yeah. Like, here's the thing about Mahomes, right? Like, Mahomes is not having a good season. And there's a lot of reasons for that. The offensive line is terrible. The offensive weapons aren't great. Travis Kelce is so old that Taylor Swift's thinking about leaving him for a younger man, perhaps his brother. I think that, like, something very telling about Mahomes this season is he has got to be throwing up more hospital balls than I've ever seen him throw up before, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's like the offense or like people are more dialed into his tendencies or they're just taking away the outside throws so he's throwing over the middle. but I feel like I am watching Mahomes end or try to end wide receivers' careers on a weekly basis. Obviously not anymore because he tore his ACL, but leading up to this, it was like, does he just hate Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice? Because he was like throwing it high in the middle of the field where a fucking safety is just going to come decapitate your receiver.
And I don't want to think he'd do it on purpose. Maybe he's just gotten frustrated with the group, so now he's doing it on purpose.
What quarterback in the NFL right now do you think would be the most likely to throw a hospital ball on purpose?
Oh, it's
Is there a
not
chance
Mahomes.
Can we sign CM Punk to the Bears at quarterback? Because he might be the answer.
It might be the answer. Okay.
Mike, my next award. The oldest quarterback who actually played well award. Now, you guys might have heard this Phillip Rivers guy came back.
I heard about this.
But he's not winning this award, Mike. This award goes to Kirk Cousins. What?
Yeah,
Kirk Cousins? 30 for 44, 373 yards, and 3 touchdowns? Is Kirk Cousins back, Mike? Is it because Kirk Cousins can play under center and Phillip Rivers can't? Is it because the Tampa Bay defense is bad at football and Seattle is good at football? There's no way to know. But what I do know is this week and this week only, the oldest quarterback who actually played well, Kirk Cousins.
And he did that despite Kyle Pitts only having 45% of his yards.
So here's the question, Mike. Is this the grizzled veteran? Kyle Pitts is actually secretly a really good player? Or is this the bad QB throws it to his tight end?
Oh, that's a tough one. Well, does Drake London play?
Is Drake London play? Or
I
the
said
words
did
you
Drake
just said
London
to
play?
me. You said is.
Did
You
I?
said
Oh, sorry.
you said is Drake London play?
I think because in my head I was thinking, is he hurt?
Drake London did not play.
Didn't play. Yeah.
No.
So, does that make Kyle Pitts like your number one option at that point?
I guess it depends on your mileage on Bijan, but yeah, I think it does.
It's true. So I
Yeah.
think it's like a weird combination of grizzled vet and bad quarterback. They merge
But, like,
together.
Here's the
give
thing.
Kyle
With
Pitts the greatest game of his career.
the bad quarterback / grizzled vet Venn diagram overlaps exclusively on good tight ends, right?
Right.
Yeah. So it was like the perfect storm for Kyle Pitts to have a 40-point fantasy game in the playoffs.
That's right.
With that, Mike,
Us fantasy owners of Kyle Pitts have waited all year.
all year. I had him all
Playoffs,
last
baby.
year, and I didn't get shit. Your next award, Mike.
Next award. So here's my best performance award for the week. You know what I'm giving it out to him?
Who's that?
Kyle Pitts was good, but I gotta take a little trip down to Florida. Duval. We often get into discourse of, is Trevor Lawrence good or not? Well, he was good against the dog shit Jets. 20 of 32 for 330 yards, 5 touchdowns. Also ran for another 51 yards and a touchdown. Balled out.
This was also my best performance.
Was it really? Oh,
Yeah. 6 total touchdowns, nearly 400 total yards. Here's my question for you. If next week someone came to you and said, hey, I'll give you 1-to-1 odds. Whatever money you put down, you double. Trevor Lawrence over under 250.5 yards.
they play the Saints. So
Yes.
I'm going to say over.
So you're taking the over.
I'm going to take the over.
And you're willing to put down how much money on that?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. They're not. That's the Jets. Oh, they're playing the Broncos. I'm taking the under heavy and hard.
Isn't that funny? This guy just came off a
Yeah.
nearly 400-yard, 6-touchdown game. And, like, against 15 teams in the NFL, I'd be like, I'm taking the under on 250 yards.
Yeah.
So the question,
but-
is Trevor Lawrence elite? The answer is Liam Cohen is.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
I jumped off the Liam Cohen bus I jumped off the Jaguars bus at absolutely the wrong time. I like jumped. I jumped from Jacksonville to Tennessee, and then the bus crashed into a wall. I did like the opposite of an action movie. I jumped from the bus that was fine onto the bus that was about to drive off of a cliff.
Hey, Cam had 2 touchdowns this week.
Yeah, would have won. Another one all the way across his body, across the field. And guess what else he didn't have this week, Mike?
What?
A play where the ball miraculously fell out of his hand for no reason.
He's growing as a quarterback.
Physically, not mentally, but physically, he is growing as a quarterback, getting his hand all the way around the ball. Mike, my play of the week award. My play of the week. The play of the week. So, Joe Burrow, this guy who's on Watch, picked off by Kyle Van Noy. Kyle Van Noy then hands the ball off to Alohi Gillum, who runs the ball back 84 yards for a touchdown.
I'm still looking for confirmation that you're allowed to do that.
It was great because they're running down the right sideline, and Alohi catches up to him, and just like they're like obviously talking for a second, and then Kyle Van Noy just turns and hands him the ball, and Alohi takes off like a fucking F1 car.
Yeah.
Mike's scrubbing through the rule book right now.
No, I'm not. I saw the clip. He just literally hands it to him.
He just hands it to him. And the Giants had something similar where they like tossed the ball a few times, but it didn't end in a touchdown, so who fucking cares?
Right.
Like, he just turns and hands him the ball, and Gillum takes off like he's trying to reach exit velocity.
I don't know. For some reason, I just figured like he'd have to like lateral it.
He couldn't just hand it.
You know what I'm saying?
It has to leave your hands.
Handed it to him. I don't know.
But yeah, it's up there with one of the all-time defensive decisions, along with Aiden Hutchinson for simply being big and in the way of Matt Stafford, who threw one of the worst picks all year.
He rebounded pretty solidly, though.
Yeah. It's great. I love seeing screen pass picks because it is one of the ugly, like at least like when a ball's thrown over the middle and it's tipped by Cortland Sutton and picked off, you could be like, well, I mean, what are the chances?
No.
But like a screen pick, it's just like, did you not see the 6'5", 260-pound guy right there? See outside of your vision cone there, Matt?
He's getting old, right?
Mike, you have any more awards?
Watch.
Who's your watch?
Got a couple of them I'm considering here.
Why don't you rattle all of them off? Let's put a bunch of people on watch.
All right, here's one. This Christian McCaffrey guy.
Haven't heard of him. NFL player?
He's only averaged over four or more yards a carry. 3 times this year.
How many yards per
last
reception?
3 performances, he's averaged 3.7, 2.7, and 3.3.
How many yards per reception, though?
No. He's last time I checked, he's a running back.
And that's what we've all done Christian McCaffrey.
He's still very good catching the ball. Yes, he's still very good catching the ball. Fine. He's not what, Jonathan Taylor, though?
Hey, what if I just keep naming guys who are in the conversation for Offensive Player of the Year and put them on watch?
It's almost like I'm trying to start a campaign to somehow get James Cook to win. Jonathan Taylor, last 2 weeks, 3.5 a carry and 3.3 a carry. Oh, now because everybody knows you're going to run the ball, you can be stopped so easily? Washed.
3.5 is kind of impressive considering that that's like the week that Daniel Jones tore his ACL and Riley Leonard was out there getting hurt.
Yeah, if anything, he also carried 25 times. So you do have to give him some like props for his what's what I'm looking for? Determination.
Stamina.
His grit, his jam. All right, fine. Guess they're not washed. I guess James Cook's not going to win Offensive Player of the Year. You have any more awards? I got one more.
Oh, yeah, I got watch. I got Joe Burrow. I alluded to that earlier.
Yeah, okay, I thought you were
25 for 39, 225, 3 interceptions, and added 3 sacks. Adjusted net yards per attempt. So that is yards minus yards lost to sacks. 2.57 yards an attempt.
He's checked out.
Is he? I mean, he's considering retiring, so I suppose so. But Joe Burrow is always supposed to be like locked in. I live, breathe, and die football.
I think he's totally like after those comments he made about it not being fun anymore, and he's trying to make it fun again, and he has just a lot going on in his life. Like I just think he's checked out.
I think he should either play left-handed or wear silly hats. I think either one of those things could make it a lot of fun for him.
He's gonna call Cam Newton and be like, "Hey, where'd you get all them silly hats?" And Cam's gonna be like, "These are silly."
prior to this game, the Ravens defense was ranked 17th in EPA per play. This week, after playing against the Bengals, they were ranked 3rd. As we call that a leap. It's a leap.
That's quite the leap.
I'll hand out my my final one here, and then we'll close out on your award. My play of the week. We talked about this earlier. Travion Henderson. Or sorry, this is not my play of the week. My rookie of the year of the week. I don't know where I got play of the week. My rookie of the year of the week goes to Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
14 carries, 148 yards, 2 touchdowns. He obviously has the 65 yard run where he goes back, he reverses the side of the field and goes all the way downtown. And okay, can we stop blowing Drake May? Like, yeah, I love the quarterback being down there making a block. A, don't do that. Don't get hurt. But B, like, he doesn't make any block of consequence.
He just stood in front of the guy for a second.
He just stood in front of a guy for a second. You want to know what else is even more impressive about this stat? Or maybe less impressive depending on your mileage? Travion Henderson had 1.71 yards after contact per rush this week. So that means from the time he got contacted, he averaged less than 2 yards additional after that. That ranked him 57th. 57th in the NFL this week.
Does it change your opinion if I point out that he had 148 yards and 117 of them came on 2 carries?
Listen, no one thinks Travion Henderson is going to be like a between the tackles, grinding out 4 yards a carry guy. But 1.71 yards after contact, that's fucking Zach Ertz numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you fucking break 1 tackle in your life, Travion? If that is your real name.
He's boom or bust. He's either taking it to the house or he's taking it to the line of scrimmage.
More like Zoomer bust.
Heyo.
Because he's Gen Z. I think. How do you think he feels
waffled on that very fast?
Mike, your final award.
Final award. And this.
Hey, can I say something that really bothers me?
Yeah. What?
Young people complaining about sex in movies and how it makes them uncomfortable.
Huh, I haven't heard of this.
This is like leading to an entire generation of sexless megastars.
Like, young people love Euphoria, though, and isn't Sydney Sweeney just having sex the whole time?
Everyone's just having sex the whole time. I mean, Zendaya came out of that show, and she has a movie where she has a 3-way.
Oh, yeah, with tennis players.
Yeah. One of which was in Wake Up Dead Man. But I'll never tell which one. And is in the new Steven Spielberg movie that a teaser trailer just dropped for. But, like, we now have 2 of the biggest stars on the planet are Glenn Powell and Tom Holland, who are, like, the most sexless movie stars we've ever had.
Yeah, Glenn Powell had sex, once again, with Sydney Sweeney in that one rom-com they did.
Wasn't it off-screen sex? It wasn't on camera. It wasn't, like, a sex scene. It was, like, implied off-screen
it was
sex.
Probably just, like, some sexual, like, implied, like, oh, after we faded to black here, they went to Pound Town.
Yeah.
Took a ride on the boner coaster.
So with one of the most, like, sex-associated stars on the planet right now in Sydney Sweeney, even then we couldn't get Glenn Powell to have on-screen sex. It's such a, like, we just have...
Yeah.
We, like, Gen Z, you gotta stop. You're making us have to watch Glenn Powell spend his entire career being, like, sexless. And let Glenn Powell have sex. Let Glenn Powell have sex. That's what I'm saying.
He didn't have sex with a tornado in Twisters? You sure?
Not in Twisters. He might have in Top Gun Maverick. He might have had sex with a tornado in that one, which is why they cast him in Twisters. They were like, that guy loves tornadoes.
I could not imagine Tom Holland, the other person you mentioned, in a sex scene. That doesn't compute in my brain.
He's fucking engaged to Zendaya, and I couldn't imagine him in a sex scene.
Right? He's just... I think it's because he looks 16 all the time.
I also cannot imagine what him and Zendaya talk about. Just because I assume that Tom Holland just talks about video games because of the way he looks in his face.
Right.
He was in the fucking Uncharted movie. That's the guy that chose to play Nathan Drake. Sexless Tom Holland. Anyways, Mike, your final award.
Yeah, my final award, and you could go ahead and you can point this at me. I'll eat a little crow. All right, this is the Suck It Haters Award. Goes to Bo Nix. 23-34, 302 yards and 4 tutties. Stunting on the Packers. Big win for the Broncos.
Yeah, was this Bo Nix's best game?
It has to be. I can't think of another one where he even came close to any of these numbers off the top of my head. Was it Jordan Love's worst game, though?
Yeah. So if on the scale of Jordan Love best game to Jordan Love worst game, this is Jordan Love's worst game, right?
Yeah. Bo also took 0 sacks.
Bo is not afraid. That's something that we need to remember.
He's not afraid.
Eddington. Here's a question for you, Mike.
Mhm.
You have to bet your life on one team from the NFC. I should say this. You have to bet your life on two teams from the NFC to be in the NFC Conference Championship game. Who are those two teams?
Oh, God. That is hard to do. I had to bet my life on it. Well,
Yeah.
the Rams are one of them, obviously.
Yes, that's why I said two.
Yeah. So the other one, I had to bet my life on another team. There are no good options to stake my life on. I guess I'll say the Bears.
The Bears?
I guess I'll say the Bears. They're kind of vibes fueled right now. I can get with it.
Yeah, if they beat the Packers next week. Well, here's the thing, though. There's a chance Jordan Love has the best game of his career next week.
You always gotta watch out for that. I mean,
Is that the best thing we've come up with? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What's the best thing we've come up with on the show that's like an original Town Alone thing?
That and Big Cock Fox.
Yeah. Favorite, least favorite, overrated, underrated's up there.
Oh, yeah, we definitely came up with that.
Yeah. All right. Did you have any more awards?
No, I think that covered all.
All right. Well, Mike, before we get to our final-ish segment here, let's go ahead and knock out the PFF awards.
All right.
Let's do that. We'll knock out the PFF awards, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit longer form on some sad stuff to end it. So, at the start of the year, we picked a team Talent Alone. That team we follow throughout the 25-26 NFL season. I'm going to put the addendum until they get mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, and then we can stop talking about them.
How are they not there yet?
They
are. Okay, good.
At the start of the NFL season, we, for some reason, picked the Arizona Cardinals of Arizona. I was trying to pull up to make sure that they are eliminated from the playoffs because I said it very confidently that they are. Now I'm not actually. Okay. We picked the Arizona Cardinals, which means that every week up until this week, and then we're done talking about them because, God, I'm sick of this team. We pay special attention to what the Arizona Cardinals have going on. And then at the outset of the week, I predict the top 5 scores according to PFF grade. So, Mike, I got my 5 teams in a game that they lost substantially this week. I guess not. It was what, 34-20?
40-20.
Oh, okay. That is a little substantial.
Yeah, CJ Stroud had the best game of his season.
Yeah. I have my 5 players, and I don't feel great about them, but let's go through them.
All right, hit me.
Number 1, the immortal Trey McBride, who eliminated me from the fantasy football playoffs.
Yes, he had 92.3 offensive grade, tippy top of the list.
Tippy top. Number 2, the ageless wonder, Michael Wilson.
Did not make the cut.
Did not make the cut.
No.
Those were the only 2 I had any confidence in. Number 3, the ageless wonder, Garrett Williams.
Did he? No, did not make the cut.
What? Why was that a question?
None. I don't know why I was questioned, but he did not make the cut, sadly.
Okay. Number 4, the ageless wonder, Baron Browning.
Did not make the cut.
I honestly don't like. I guess you would go offense because they put up 20 on a pretty good Texans defense, but like they were so out of this game, and they managed to score a little bit in the second half when it was already garbage time. I mean, they were out of this game in the first quarter. They went down 17-0 in the first quarter, and this game was over. 5th, I'm gonna go Froholt, the center.
Aisha Froholt.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got 68.9 offensive grade. I have him 4th.
You say 68?
68.9.
That was enough to be top 5?
Yeah. A rough week.
This team sucks, man. This team sucks.
Especially when you consider like our snap count ruling.
Yeah, what is it, 50%?
Yeah, 50%. Yeah. However, I made an addendum to that.
Why is that?
Just this 1 week. He came in a few snaps shy, but I'm going to go ahead and give him the number 2 spot on the list. Zaven Collins, 85.9 offensive grade. If I didn't do that, that means that the number 5 spot on this list would have gone to Michael Carter, and I refuse to do that. I refuse to give Michael Carter time on this. So Zaven Collins gets number 2. Number 3, who you also missed, is left guard John Haynes II, was an 81.7 grade. And then number 5, he didn't start, but he came in, played enough snaps. DeMontre Jacobs at left tackle, 67.2.
So I would have had better luck if I just named the entire offensive line.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it was that way when we followed the Falcons.
Yeah, the Falcons, their whole ship, the entire airplane was built out of offensive line that year, the Falcons.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, I say that's it. I say we retire the Cardinals. I say we call it a year on them. Don't need to be talking about them anymore. How would you surmise it? I was going to ask you how you would once it so. I would surmise it as I think if I used one word, it would be one word doesn't work. I think I would say drama followed by wet fart.
Yeah, I'd say just never got out of the gate. It was just never good. Even when they won games, it didn't look good.
It was absolutely never good. As we close out the season on them, they are dead last in the NFC West, eliminated from playoffs with a 3-11 record, negative 86 point differential, which puts them near the bottom of the NFC. They're going to end up with a top 5 pick and a lot of questions to answer, mostly at quarterback. Let me ask you this. Gannon, is he with the team next year?
I don't think so.
Can he play quarterback for the team next year?
No.
Okay. Then I agree. He's probably not with the team next year. Marcus Freeman? Marcus Freeman, head coach, Arizona Cardinals?
No. Stop trying to take my coach. He's staying in South Bend.
So we'll discuss this more, but here's some things I think, since we're retiring a week-to-week coverage of the Cardinals, but I do think we owe them a postmortem. I think that we need to discuss how you fix the Cardinals and who they should be targeting in the draft. I think we should discuss that in the next few weeks. Let me give you an early preview of potential team talent alones next year. So, for those of you who know, our only rules for team talent alone are that it has to be a team that missed the playoffs, and it cannot be the Washington Commanders or Buffalo Bills. Those are the only rules. We could pick the Arizona Cardinals again next year.
No, we're not, though.
Okay, just gauging your reaction to that. So currently, of teams that we know for a fact we have the opportunity to pick, here are the teams. The Arizona Cardinals, the New Orleans Saints, Atlanta Falcons, Minnesota Vikings, New York Giants, Las Vegas Raiders, Kansas City Chiefs, Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals. Of those, what would be your clear frontrunner?
None of them are too enticing. The Raiders?
The Titans.
They draft Mendoza, get a new head coach.
What if they draft Mendoza and Pavia? 2 quarterback system?
For a 2 QB system? The Vikings? Kevin O'Connell? 9 kind of cooked this week.
Yeah, Vikings aren't a bad one. Obviously, I'm biased towards the Titans. Vikings are the only team eliminated from the playoffs that have a point differential inside of negative 20. Every other team is like dog shit. Dolphins are officially eliminated. I don't remember if I listed them or not, but Dolphins got eliminated with their loss on Monday Night Football. Yeah, I think Vikings are probably the front runner. Raiders, it depends on who they hire a head coach, man. Marcus Freeman, Raiders?
What do you got?
Well, with that, Mike, I figure we'll go a little Justin Timberlake on this on our way out the door. Let's talk about some things that are dead and gone. Now,
you're bringing sexy back.
Oh, I mean we could do that too. Cry Me a River. That's another one of his. Cry Me a River. What's his famous line from Social Network?
Can't remember.
Yeah.
No, that's the line. He goes, I can't remember. I'm just kidding.
You want to do the Andrew Garfield line instead? since that's obviously the superior line.
I'm not coming back for 10%. I'm coming back for the whole thing.
So let's talk about things that are dead and gone. Now, this can mean a few different things. It could potentially mean that this team is done for the year. It could mean that they are done for the decade. It could mean that someone's getting fired. It could mean whatever you want, but it has to be negative as hell because we hate things. It's a podcast. That's how it works. Can I give you some that's dead and gone, Mike?
Yeah.
Not only in the sport of football, but soon from our mortal coil, Pete Carroll, because he's old. You see what I'm saying there is he's old. He's old.
He's old.
The Sad Sack Raiders lost 31-0 to the Sad Sack Eagles, which is the second time this year they have been shut out 31-0. That's a fun little game, isn't it? That's a fun little fact, isn't it? Been shut out twice, 31-0. Additionally, they've lost games by 17, 17, 34, and 17, including to the Sad Sack Washington Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
If Pete Carroll is still the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders come 2026, should we investigate if the fucking what's his last name? Mark, what's the owner's name?
Oh, Mark Davis.
Yeah, if the Davis family is liquid enough to actually pay NFL players. Like, that's the only excuse why they would keep Pete Carroll on the payroll another year, right? Because they don't want to pay two coaches.
Yeah, they could be paying more depending on ones they fired in the past. Yeah, my biggest thing for the Raiders, like, just cut your losses now. It went so bad 1 year in. Don't try to think like, oh, it's only been 1 year. We got to no, just cut your losses now. But if they would have went like 5-12, maybe I'd been like, all right, I get it. Don't jump ship too soon. They're 2-12. I don't think they're gonna win another game. Cut your losses. Move along.
Trade Crosby. I don't know. Send Gino into the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Draft
Jeez,
Diego
no.
Pavia. Same colors, you know. You're used to having a Purdue player on your team.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Him and Aiden O'Connell back together?
I think
Even
Aiden
though they were
O'Connell's
never on the team together at the same time?
I also think Aiden O'Connell's currently playing in China.
Oh, good for him.
I like it, if you're a head coach or you're a head coaching candidate, what is the argument for you to take this Raiders job?
We got an exciting player in Gentry. We have the top picks. We're going to get a hopefully a franchise QB. And you're starting from the ground up. You can do whatever the fuck you want with this roster. Nothing you do can be viewed wrong because the roster's bad.
Didn't even get a mention of Brock Bowers there.
And we got Brock Bowers.
Shame. Mike, do you have anyone who's dead and gone, or you want me to just keep listening to them?
I got someone who's dead and gone.
Who's dead and gone?
Kevin Stefanski. I'm done with it.
Him's dead and gone.
I think the Browns organization should be done with it as well. He got he got saved last year based off the fact that they had good defense and no quarterback. Well, they went 3-14. Now they're 3-11. They still have like no quarterback last year he got saved because they're like, oh, well, he had no quarterback and the defense was good. This year you're looking at the same thing, even though their defense has started to like trail off as the year's gone on. So I just don't think if you want to turn things around, he's not the guy to do it. Two winning seasons.
Here is Stephen Stefanski's 2 winning seasons. Here is Kevin Stefanski's track record. Starting in 2020 when he was hired, he goes 11-5, wins Coach of the Year, wins a playoff game, and loses to Kansas City in the divisional round. 2021 8-9, misses the playoffs. 2022 7-10, misses the playoffs. 2023 11-6, makes the playoffs off an awesome defense, and at that point, who we thought was an old washed Joe Flacco. Little did we know. Loses to the Texans in the wild card round. First year of our podcast. Fun fact. 2024 3-14, and 2025 3-11 so far. He is 1-2 in the playoffs, 43-55, and has 2 Coach of the Year awards.
Makes no sense.
Whoever is voting for Coach of the Year, we need to take their rights away for that one.
Who does
Like
vote on
that's
it? Is it the press or whatever? Like
probably
media?
the AP, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. It is the AP NFL Coach of the Year. This is going to absolutely be a shame to read out loud. But you know who's dead and gone? It's going to be the AP coaching poll. Jesus Christ, I called it a poaching poll. The AP coaching poll is dead and gone. Kevin O'Connell won last year. That's fine. I like Kevin O'Connell. The year before Stefanski, Brian Daboll, Mike Vrabel with the Titans, Kevin Stefanski, John Harbaugh, Matt Nagy with the Chicago Bears, Sean McVay, Jason Garrett, Ron Rivera gets his second win, Bruce Arians, Ron Rivera gets his first win, Bruce Arians, Jim Harbaugh, Bill Belichick. Going back to 2010. Bill Belichick didn't win this award since 2010. He won 4 Super Bowls between his last Coach of the Year win and when he retired.
You can't consistently be good and win Coach of the Year. That's not the point of the award.
Yeah, the award said, hey, who's better this year than we thought it was going to be? You have any more thoughts on Stefanski, Mike?
No, it's time to go. I know he had those 2 winning seasons, like 11 wins. It's awesome. It's great. Got knocked out in the playoffs. And I understand you can make all the excuses you want. 3-14 and now 3-11. And they're the guy at the helm, like the team's lifeless. There's nothing you can latch onto to say, well, he's doing a good job here.
Yeah, he sent Shedeur Sanders out with the wrong wristband.
I saw that. How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know, man. I have no idea. Like, they have someone who does everything for them on the sideline. There's not like a wristband checker. This is like this is the same situation that led to someone getting shot on the set of Rust. Like, there's a guy whose job this is, right? Mike, dead and gone.
Mm-hmm.
The Arizona Cardinals, the whole fucking franchise. I know we just groused on them for a while. They're currently picking 6th in the NFL draft. They have 3 blue chip players in Paris Johnson Jr., Trey McBride, and Garrett Williams. Mm-hmm. I know here's where you're going to be like Walter Nolan or Benjamin Morrison or whoever the fuck. But, like, if we're just talking on the team in 2025, who they are right now, they have 3 blue chip players in Paris Johnson, Trey McBride, Garrett Williams, and no plan at QB. And I mean, like, they're picking 6. So their options are to trade up in believed to be kind of weak quarterback year, or play another year in quarterback limbo with John Huzet as your coach, bringing in, I don't know, who's Jacoby Brissett, but next year.
Maybe Philip Rivers will decide he's not done yet.
Joe Burrow?
That's rude.
Better offensive line.
True.
Arizona Cardinals dead and gone, Mike.
Also not saying much.
It's being the tallest dwarf to have a better offensive line than Cincinnati. Mike, you got another dead and gone?
Yeah, you mentioned it. The Cincinnati Bengals.
We're just punching down on the same things over and over again, aren't we?
This entire core, or this entire makeup of the franchise, it should be dead and gone. Zach Taylor should be out. And I think when he goes out, I think they may start blowing things up, especially if Joe Burrow is like, I hate being here. I'm just going to retire. I think this whole Cincinnati Bengals team, as we know it, in the next year or two is going to be vastly, vastly different.
Trade Jamar Chase to Buffalo. T. Higgins can go to Vancouver to play with the Canucks. All their offensive linemen are just going to be working in a coal mine, so that's fine. Joe Burrow retires. Trey Hendrickson is going to be playing there until he's 40, despite the fact that every year there's going to be trade rumors. Shamar Stewart will have started 1 game between now and then.
And, how long can this organization and the people in charge, live off the fact of, we drafted Burrow and Chase?
Cool. Well, that's kind of my whole thing that I was talking about earlier with Vegas. The Bengals are notably the poorest run franchise, and I mean that in the sense of the ownership has the least amount of money, which is why whoever their coach was before Zach Taylor, the guy that was just Zach Taylor but different,
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. That's why Marvin Lewis was there for so long, because they like literally cannot afford to pay 2 coaches.
Mm-hmm.
So, or they don't want to spend the money to pay 2 coaches, because it's the NFL. Everyone can afford everything off of just revenue. But they didn't want to spend the money to pay 2 coaches. So they definitely don't want to do it now. So if Zach Robinson is under contract, he's fucking safe.
Yeah.
They're not going to fire him until they don't owe him a single penny.
I mean, it's a sign they don't like to spend money when they got into like a dispute with their first overall pick, which ended up being a bad pick, by the way.
We don't know that yet. Any day now, he could have a sack.
First one of his life.
Any second now. I'm just waiting. Just sitting there every week, watching Cincinnati, scanning the line, being like, Shamar Stewart. How many of these guys are Shamar Stewart?
Mm-hmm.
Dead and gone, Mike. Anthony Richardson.
Aww.
I know. Sad to say. Sad to hear. He has played 17 total games as a quarterback. Congratulations, Mr. Richardson. You've made it to 1 NFL season in your 3 years. During that time, he has gone 8-7 because he's only started 15. 8-7. He has a 50.6% completion percentage, 2,400 yards, 11 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. And my personal favorite stat, Mike, 1 vote for comeback player of the year last year.
What asshole did that? They were trolling.
Listen,
I mean,
I know that it was a freak accident that led to him blinding himself with a elastic band. Mm-hmm. And maybe he is not still healthy. But the fact that it was never like when Daniel Jones went down, did any part of your brain think Anthony Richardson, or did you think, oh, who's their backup quarterback? Like there's been no talk about what if Richardson gets healthy, what if Richardson gets back on the field. It's just like, oh, Riley Leonard, Brett Rippon, Phillip Rivers.
Mm-hmm.
He's not even part of the conversation anymore, man. He's gonna be playing in Shanghai.
Yeah. There could be something there though. They should just trade him.
Yeah,
Even
like him for Jonathan Kuminga, who says no.
There you go.
Wouldn't both franchises be better with that trade?
Yeah. The Gators are going to need a new QB now that Lagoy's transferring, so maybe does Richardson have any eligibility? Can he go back?
Yeah, does he have eligibility? That one guy who didn't get drafted come back, right?
Yeah. No, he didn't.
There you go. Didn't he? The guy that declared for the draft or something? Or didn't play in college or something like that? What was the thing?
Even if you get undrafted, you can't go back.
Yeah, but wasn't there the guy who, like, that really bad guy, like, didn't play college or something and somehow got a waiver to play recently?
Maybe. I'd have to look more into that. Okay. I'm not familiar with that story.
Okay. Anyways, Mike, you got any more dead and gones?
I have a should be, but probably won't be.
What's that?
Joe Schoen.
Joe Shane?
Just Shen. Why are we hanging on to him?
General manager of the New York Giants.
Yeah, why are we hanging on to him?
Yeah, because he knows where all the skeletons are buried, I guess. Is that it?
He knows where Jimmy Hoffa's buried. I don't.
I have a few guesses.
It's just so weird to me. They like canned Dable, but like the guy who helped build the team is like, yeah, you're safe though. You're good. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, he doesn't seem great at certain aspects of his job, right? Like, he seems to be a good drafter, but also, like, we're spotting him that because he has high picks constantly, and it's really easy to make picks at the top of the draft.
I don't even know how good of a drafter he's been.
Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo, Kayvon Thibodeau.
That one looked, through 1 year, it looked like they messed that up, and then he turned it on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to go back and write a what's his face fucking sucks article, Nick Caserio fucking sucks article based around Joe Shen to really inter his history. Yeah. But they've let a lot of really high quality players walk out the door, and they've had very famous spots of incompetence that have led to, say, the division rival Philadelphia Eagles winning a Super Bowl on a transcendent season from a former New York Giant.
Yeah, shouldn't that have got him fired alone?
Yeah, I mean, so there's some other ones like that give you like the case that like, okay, maybe he knows what he's doing. Like he brought in what's his face, the fucking wide receiver. Man, this head cold is doing its best to kill me today. Yeah, he brought in Malik Neighbors, but once again, was that an obvious pick or a good pick? Now, who do you blame on the fact that they brought in Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson, and it turns out the third guy on the depth chart ended up being the best quarterback of the three? Or who do you blame that Russell was starting over Jameis?
Well, that's why one of them definitely had to go. Like, I feel like there was blatantly, because all reporting and word is that like Dart was a Dabble guy. Dabble wanted Dart, but then prior to that, they're signing 2 quarterbacks going into that. So it's like the left hand didn't know what the right hand was doing, or they were fighting with each other all the time. Like it just wasn't going to work. And I personally don't know. Say what you want about Dable. If I had to cut one loose, I probably would have cut Schoen loose before I would have done Dable. My opinion.
And I'll tell you what, Dable looks like a guy who can cut one loose. It's a fart joke.
Yes, I can tell.
Mike, can I give you a dead and gone?
Yeah.
Oh God, can you take off your headphones for this one?
No. I want to hear it.
Ty Simpson, dead and gone.
Oh, I didn't know we were doing college.
Yeah. Mike just extended the segment by 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson through 6 weeks looked like a top 10 pick.
Yeah, he had a stretch there in the middle of the season,
and has steadily fallen all the way down to the conference championship against Georgia, where he looked like stinky doo-doo bad.
Yeah.
And
No.
I don't know if he should be declared for the draft. You know, I know that he's maybe out of eligibility. He's a redshirt junior, so ideally he should have 1 year left of eligibility.
Yeah, he should.
I would suggest that he transfer somewhere else and sees if he can rehab his image.
Yeah, I would probably go back to college, whether it's Bama or somewhere else if I was Ty Simpson. Because, yeah, there was that stretch middle of the season where they played like a ranked team like 5 weeks in a row, and it was like, oh, my God, Ty Simpson, Bama offense. And then it just, last month of the season, it just ended so bad.
Yeah, maybe Kalen DeBoer should take the Michigan job. Oh, we lost Mike. Maybe Kalen DeBoer should take the Michigan job? Is that a thing?
Michigan job.
Marcus Freeman, Alabama coach?
No, Marcus Freeman's the only job I'd ever be worried about Freeman leaving for is Ohio State, because that's where he played his college ball.
And Ryan Day can only beat Michigan 1 out of every 5 years. Mike, do you have any more dead and gones? Do you want to throw out a college one since you just found out that college is on the table?
No, I'll throw out this last one here, even though we've been saying it for weeks, like Raheem Mostert, dead and gone.
Yeah. It's been bad. It's been bad for those Atlanta Falcons.
So many like high draft picks, offensively especially, supposed to be electric players, and it just hasn't gotten them back into the playoffs.
Well, let's see. They only have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 first round pick skill position players on the offense. What if they get a 5th one?
Yeah. And
their defense has improved this year, you know?
Let's go ahead and just get rid of Terry Fontenot while we're at it too.
Damn. Just burn down the franchise.
Because his trade back in to get another player who plays extremely similar to the first player they took and give up a first round pick the next year was fucking it was like general manager malpractice.
Okay, but that pick's going to end up being in the 30s, right?
No. It's the Falcons pick. Oh, I see what you're being sarcastic. Let's add on to this that he was the guy making decisions when I guess he couldn't stand up to the owner because he didn't have the balls to, where he's like, let's give Kirk Cousins a massive contract and take Michael Penix at number 10, baby.
Yeah, not great general management, I would say. I would say it's bad general management. You know, I almost feel some kinship with the Atlanta Falcons sometimes. They have Kirk Cousins. They're trying to win. They had the chance to have their head coach be Kyle Shanahan, and they didn't. They had Dan Quinn, who couldn't get the job done for him. I feel a lot of kinship with these Atlanta Falcons.
Going through a lot of the same things.
Yeah. We both have washed second-year quarterbacks.
I don't know which part of that I'm more upset about. Like, which person in that joke? You pissed me off more by saying that.
Mike, can I give you some lightning round dead and gones, and you tell me if they're dead and gone or not?
Sure.
His feet cut out from under him. Eliminated from the playoffs. Mike McDaniels.
No.
Not dead and gone. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Mr. 500, Dave Canales.
No. If they get to the playoffs, or if they finish with a winning record, he's safe.
Anyone from the Kansas City Chiefs?
I could see like Worthy or Rice going somewhere else for an upgrade at wide receiver. Oh, and Travis Kelce might call it a year or a career.
Well, he's going to call it a career. What about offensive coordinator Matt Nagy?
Yeah, I could see that.
Who is their GM?
I was just thinking the same thing.
Brett Veach. Dead and gone?
No, probably not. Missed the playoffs 1 year after winning like 2 of the last 3 Super Bowls. They're probably going to be like, we'll give you another year. You might.
Yeah, but what has he really built a good team? He's only been there since 2017, so he's only won 3 Super Bowls.
Right. A lot of
dead
it
and gone, Brett Veach.
I mean, he traded away Tyreek.
How much credit are we giving him for being the guy that drafted Mahomes? You know,
and Kelce.
Actually, he didn't draft Mahomes. John Dorsey did, and then was fired after the draft, but before the season started. So
interesting.
Yeah. So really, should they fire Veach and hire Dorsey? What if Dorsey goes in there and drafts Fernando Mendoza? Are you going to doubt him? He drafted Mahomes.
I still have PTSD about the last name Dorsey, so.
I like Ken Dorsey.
Yeah, me too, actually.
I've always been a Ken Dorsey guy. Aaron Glenn, one and done? Dead and gone?
No, I think he's going to get another
year. Is there anyone else that I think I could throw out here? I don't think so. I think everyone else has earned a spot for another year. I mean, me personally, Dan Quinn, dead and gone before the season started, but Dan Quinn, Cliff Kingsbury, one of them's got to be dead and gone, right?
Yeah, one of them. Someone's got to go. Someone's got to be the sacrificial lamb. How would you rate Kellen Moore's job 1 year in?
I think Kellen Moore did a pretty good job.
4-10. I was like, that's not bad.
4-10 with this dog shit franchise. He's pulled out, especially recently, he's pulled out some weird wins. I mean, they've won 2 in a row against the Bucs and Panthers, so they're winning divisional games. They swept the Panthers this year. Like, yeah, they lost a lot of games to start the year, but in the last 5, they're 3-2, and it feels like stuff's starting to come together. I don't think Shuck's going to be like the guy in the future, as famously I have a YouTube short saying that Shuck sucks donkey shit or something.
Yeah,
but he's obviously done enough with very little. And you know what he is doing phenomenally well that he does not get enough credit for? He is creating an offense where the ball finds its way to Chris Olave.
That is smart.
Yeah. And Chris Olave, 200 yards after catch. Like, Chris Olave's always been a good after the catch guy, but that's pretty phenomenal. This whole offense is like quite explosive despite the fact that they've been having Spencer Rattler, Tyler Show, and Taysom Hill throw most of their passes. I'm in.
Taysom Hill?
I think.
Dead and gone?
I'm in on Kellen Moore. I say you fire Mickey Loomis. That guy's got it. You just got to refresh the room at this point, man. That guy's been there since the Cold War.
Yeah.
Any more dead and gone this week, Mike?
think we hit them all except. No, we got it all. I mean, I don't know Jerry Jones' health condition. Just kidding.
If we have him do a presidential debate, we could figure it out. I think
There you go.
that's how
Did
we
you see
always
Biden
decide.
on the sidelines at the Eagles game?
Yeah, what game was that? I saw just an image of it.
It's the Eagles game.
Why?
I don't know, but he looks classic confused Biden face.
That guy was president.
Yep.
They should have let him in the booth to talk. They let Trump do it.
Hey, what's going on out there? They're playing football. Oh, what?
Miss anything else, Mike? Anything else we need to cover this week? Any big last second news? Aaron Rodgers get signed yet?
No.
Classic joke. Ooh, Dolphins McDaniels opens door to a QB change.
Ooh.
Dolphins coach Mike McDaniel opens door to a possible quarterback change Tuesday, saying everything's on the table after Tua Tagovailoa's performance in Monday night's loss against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh.
I'm starting to think McDaniel might be dead and gone.
Dead and gone. Yay.
Well, with that, Mike, I'll go ahead and spit out some plugs here real quick. You can follow us on our socials in the description. You can check out all of our work on talentalone.com. If you are listening to the audio version of this podcast, we have a video version that goes up on YouTube at Talent Alone Podcast. You can email us at talentalonepodcast@gmail.com. Tell us who you think is dead and gone, but try to do it in parodied lyrics of the Justin Timberlake song Dead and Gone. You can, I think that's all the important plugs. Keep an eye out. I mean, way early into the work on it, but I'm working on some more highly produced stuff. We stream. We're streaming on Thursday. We're going to be streaming more Pokemon, and then we'll stream next Tuesday, and then it's Christmas. That's at Town on the Podcast as well. So you just go over there. We'll post a preview for the stream. By the time you're hearing this, it'll already be up. You can hit the little remind me thing. Mike, any plugs I missed there?
I think you got them all. Leave us a 5-star review if you listen in audio
There you
form. Leave us a
Yeah,
5-star
or
review.
4.5. I'll take a 4.5.
I want 5s.
Okay. Mike's a 5's kind of man.
Yeah.
Mike's
We're
all nickels and
5-star
dimes
band.
and nothing else. With that, Mike, would you like to give a shout out to any potential former coaches of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish?
Oh. No. He's not leaving.
I just love when I find a button I can press to annoy you. Is that it? Is the podcast done?
I'm not giving a shout out because he's not leaving.
All right. That's it then. Let's get out of here.